Hello and welcome to episode 5 of our AGS Success video blog, bringing the science of learning to you at home. This week we're going to be talking about sleep. So John, we've all heard that sleep's really important, but have you got any concrete examples that we can share with parents and students about why this is?
I was looking into some research by Scullin and colleagues from 2011, and what they did was they took two groups of students who had no experience of economics previously, showed them some information. They essentially gave them a presentation on economics, but for the first group they gave them at 9 o'clock in the morning, and then they tested on them at 9 o'clock at night. The second group, they showed them at 9 o'clock at night and tested them on it at 9 o'clock the next morning. So they both had exactly the same gap between, but whereas one group presumably spent the day just going about their business, the second group, again, presumably will have slept overnight. Now, what they found was that they tested on two different things. They tested on just knowledge of facts that was actually in the presentation, and the sleep group performed 8% better than the group with no sleep. But what was perhaps even more interesting was they also gave them some kind of problem solving or some applying and understanding questions, and the sleep group did 32% better than the group that had no sleep. So what that's telling us is, and it kind of backs up the theories that people might have heard previously, that actually you kind of make connections in your brain, you consolidate information that you've been told while you're asleep, because there isn't other distractions going on and other things that you need to be thinking about. So not just sleep is important for your health, but actually for learning, it's vital.
Excellent. Okay, brilliant. So thinking about students and parents now. So certainly, right, for students, what can they do then? You know, a tip for students straight away.
Well, I think one thing that students perhaps sometimes think about, especially if they're getting a bit panicked in the lead up to an exam, they might think, I'm going to stay up all night and I'm going to revise and then it'll be fresh in my memory. But actually, they're better served to get a good night's sleep the night before an exam. And actually, I suppose longer term, their learning is going to be stronger day to day if they've had some sleep. So really kind of putting an emphasis on sleep being the time where the easiest learning happens. So make it easy for yourself and get more sleep ultimately. Absolutely.
I know, you know, if you haven't got sleep and you're really, really tired, it's really hard to beat it, you know, and actually try and beat that tiredness. You need to make sure you got to get your sleep. Parents, what about parents then?
Well, I suppose we're always looking for ways that students, kind of with or without you as the teacher, can really apply some of these ideas. And what they need is, outside of school, they need support from parents. So parents really just kind of encouraging and giving students that nudge in the right direction to help them get those good sleep habits. So modelling good sleep habits yourself, maybe having a curfew on things like TV and Xbox and things like that. Perhaps even unplugging the wireless router at night if that's going to keep people away from the internet and things like phones that are calling them. And there's other various things that we might talk about in future videos about different ways that you can help with those kind of removing technologies. But generally, helping students to develop a good bedtime habit would be a great tip for parents.
Perfect, fantastic. Well, I hope you got some great ideas there in terms of how you can support better sleep at home to really improve learning. And remember, all of our previous episodes you can find on our YouTube channel. Thank you very much.